Hello, everyone. Hi, how are you? How's it going? It's time for the last Wind Down Wednesday for the year. I hope everyone is having a wonderful, 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 wonderful week thus far. We only have like a few more weeks left in 2017, you guys. I hope you are excited. I hope you are ready to spend time with family for the holidays. Hey, Toy. Hey, Jeff and Nicole. Hey, Larry. I just hope you guys are just ready to spend some time. No, I am ready to spend time. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. If not, please say something in the comment. This is going to be interactive today. So if you have questions, then just put them in there and I'll answer them. And that's what we're going to do today. Hey, Lynette, how are you? So, yes, this week has been going pretty well. I was kind of like under the weather most of the weekend, but now I'm good to go. Well, at least I want to be good to go. Anyway, so last week I told you guys that I had a gift that some of my friends, my closest friends, they gave me, and I loved it. And I am going to show it to you guys. And I hope you can see the whole thing when I show it to you. But it says Wind Down Wednesdays. Isn't that beautiful, y'all? I am loving it. Oh, when they gave this to me, y'all, I was like, oh, like a kid in a candy store. Like they really love me. They really do. And this is a glass of Governor's White. And I love Governor's White. Oh, yes, Toy, you need your glass. You need your glasses tonight. So, like I said, this is going to be interactive. So, you guys can get to interact with me. This is the last Wind Down Wednesday for 2017. And I will let you guys know when I will be starting this up again in 2018. I see big things happening in 2018. I see things just changing and doors opening. So, it's going to be a great year. I see this already. So let me introduce myself for those of you who do not know me. I am Javita Miller, and I help single moms overcome the challenges that comes with being a single mom so that she can reduce stress and find time for herself so that she can just overall just live a life full of love and abundance. You know, she wants to get stuff done. She needs to find the time. She needs to find the resources. She needs to find the funds. You know, I help her devise a plan so that once she worked the plan that we devised, and she will be able to do everything she always wanted to do. So that's what I do. And my overall mission, I'm just passionate about empowering women, empowering people, you know, to live their confident, authentic lives. You know, just be who you are. Be totally you. Hey, Teresa. So with that being said, does anyone have any questions at all for me? I'll be glad to answer them. Just put them there. If not, I'll go ahead and I can talk about some other things too. Because, you know, once you get near the end of the year, and I don't know if you guys are like me, where I tend to reflect on the past few months and kind of see where I am, and then kind of devise a plan for where I want to go. I write these goals and plans out, and I kind of step them through, and, you know, by priority, of course. And, you know, I have big goals. And I have them like written all over the place where I can just look at them and just see them all the time, because you need to see them. You need to just look at them. So I take this time to reflect and, you know, kind of see what have I accomplished throughout the year and what have I not accomplished, and what's to come. There are a lot of things that I have. I've started working on that list. Actually, I started it a few weeks ago working on that list. And it's not a long list. It's a bunch of big stuff, but it's not a long list. And I am working on devising that plan to do so. So no one has any questions? Oh my gosh, you guys are a quiet bunch. I was expecting some questions. Let's see. I was asked, I received an email asking me how did I do it actually? How did I find the time to kind of nurture and take care of myself while raising my son. And I can sit back and look over, and I can tell you guys it was tough. It's tough because I moved into a new area. So Jerome was about 5 when we moved up here. And hey, Bridget, moved into a brand new area, didn't know anybody. So I had to figure out a way that I can make this work for me because there was no family in the area. So this shy girl, and I know a lot of you don't believe that I'm shy, but this shy girl actually reached out to a few people and kind of started building relationships with folks. And she found a good group of people. And this group of people is what I call my circle. My circle is my family that's here. And, I built and cultivated that, and I'm still doing that to this day. And so if you guys got a question, go ahead and ask. But I'm going to answer this question now received. So that's what I did to kind of to build the network of resources that I need as far as support. And if I needed to call somebody to, get Jerron from here and there, if I couldn't make it in time, because where I live is a big commuting town, and you just never know. Any given day, I could be on the road for an hour to 2 hours to maybe 3 hours, and that's just one way. I'm only talking one way. So that's what I did, and I thank God for bringing those people into my lives, and some of those same people are still in my life to this day. So that's how you can do it. You build your relationship. You have to trust people. You're gonna have to, just swallow your pride and trust, because I am protective. I still am protective, and he's in college, but I am protective, and I kind of, am very careful and cautious about who I bring around my son or even my family. So that's how I did it. I just kind of started talking to people, but I had to. You kind of get out your comfort zone when there's something you have to do. So that was one question that came. No one else has any questions? Okay. Another question that I tend to get asked a lot is how did I'm trying to make sure I word it right, because I remember I didn't write it down. I was supposed to write them all down for you guys. But how did I actually find, it was one of these Facebook groups I'm in, how did I, as a single mother, find the time to kind of teach my son or ensure that my son was around positive male role models? Hey, Doreen. The answer to that question is I went to church. I went to work. I met people at work. And one of the guys approached me and told me, that he had this scouting program. And, I knew about Girl Scout, but I didn't really know too much about Boy Scouts. So that's what I ended up doing. I took him to a meeting, and I was like, this is what you're going to do, because you need to be around young boys, and you need to be around some positive Black men. And quite frankly, he was around a diverse group of guys. And that was one of the best things I think I ever had done was get him involved in scouting. So that's how I did that. And also, like I said in the beginning, I went to church, and one of the youth pastors at the time, he wasn't a youth pastor at that time, but one of the ministers actually, our kids ended up being in the same troop. And so they kind of adopted my son. So that was another way how I actually was able to get my son around positive male role models. And I had to stand back and kind of let him go, and that's kind of hard for us to do sometimes, especially when you're just up here and you don't know anybody. I just had to let him go and be around the guys, because I knew that was the best thing for him, and it was good for me. I needed that. So we needed that time apart, and I'm telling you, that was one of the best decisions I've ever made. And Jerron became an Eagle Scout, and I'm so happy and proud of him. So that's how I actually did that. For those of you who are just joining, I'm answering questions. So if you have any questions, go ahead and type them in the comments, and I will see them. If I don't see them, kind of just give me a nudge or something. I don't know how I could do it, but I'm seeing comments come in slowly but surely. So Another question I got was how, like after all of this, how was I able to to parent him, go to grad school, be involved in ministry, ensure that he got to his activities and whatever else, and help him with homework, and cook and do all the things. Hey, Jerron, and do all the things that a mom does. And I promise you guys, I never once thought about all of that until I was asked the question. And I was like, wow, I never really thought about it, but let me tell y'all, I made it work. I don't know how I made it work. Well, by the grace of God, but I made it work. I made that thing work, and I got him where he needed to be. There were times that he might have been slightly late, or I've been late picking him up, but his coaches, his band director, the people at church, they all they knew my story. They knew my situation. So they kind of worked with me. Like there were some people who met me along the way. Oh my gosh, it was tough, but I stayed and I did all of that. And I was like, wow. And I got my master's with a 3.8 GPA. That's what I graduated with. So, and I did that. And that's when he was kind of in the younger years and doing more activities. So I did it. When you have to do something, you don't think about it. You know what you got to do and you just go do it. And I think a lot of times we as people, not only moms, a lot of times we just kind of focus on, well, how am I, and not how can I? And that's what I did. I was like, well, how can I get this done? I have to depend on somebody else. And I wasn't the type of person that depended on anybody, but I had to. And I was jumping for joy when Jerron got his license, because I was like, whoo, okay, I don't have to rush home. I don't even know how I was making the time at work, but I got it in, you guys. I got it in. Even my coworkers, they were helpful. I mean, that's how I did it. That's how I did it. And you can do it too. It's not difficult once you just sit there and you devise a plan. So for those who are just joining, and yeah, and I did feed lots of pork and beans. However, there was one time my cousin, he actually was living with me, and that was a great help too, because I didn't have to cook, because he made sure he cooked. He made sure he had dinner ready for Jerron. It wasn't really for me. It was really for Jerron. So that was a great help. I love him and I thank him for it. So I think God has just blessed me with the people in my life, by putting people in my life at certain times that helped me to get through all of that. And it can happen for you too. You have to be determined. You have to know what it is you have to do. So that's how I did that. I also, I'm going down memory lane because we're reflecting, and I'm waiting for you guys to ask questions, but obviously you don't have any, but and that's okay too. But I remember one time, oh my gosh, where Jerron was the captain of the drum line. It was senior night, and I did not work that day because I did not want to be late, did not want to get caught in 95 traffic. And however, I got caught in Fredericksburg traffic. Imagine that. Because he needed some money, and I was like, well, I don't got but $5 cash on me. So I had to go to the ATM to get money. And don't you know, I had parents blowing my phone up thinking that I was not going to make senior night. And they were ready, you guys. Those parents were ready to step in and be there for my child in the event that I couldn't make it. However, what they didn't know was I was going to be there come hell or high water. It didn't matter. And also what they didn't realize was the band couldn't move until the drumline captain hit the drum. The drumline captain, probably because I know my child and he'll probably attest to this, the drumline captain was like, I'm not hitting this thing until my mama comes. So they were all lined up, and the minute I got there and stood next to him, he was like, bam, and we started walking. Because he knew I was going to make it. He knew he asked me to do some stuff. So that's, when I reflect on the memories and how I made it, how I came this far, because I am a single mom. I am a single mom. I know the struggles that single mom has. I only had one child, but I can only imagine the struggles that you guys with more than one kid has to do. And, you know, it's important for us to build our network. Tron, you're funny. It was very important for us to not to build our network. It's very important to build the network. Thanks, Linda, because without building that network, I don't know how we would have survived, because it was a lot. And I didn't even think about the stresses. I didn't think about the late nights, especially going to school. I was like, I didn't do school work until, I went to bed at 9. I didn't do school work until 9:30, and I was up until I finished. So, and I had to get up at 5 so I could be up the road by 8. That means I needed to leave home by 6. So, you know how that math works. So I barely got like any rest at all. So when you sit down and you reflect and you think about where you've been and where you are now, let me tell y'all, I thank God. I thank God. I thank him, because if it wasn't for him putting those people in my life, then I don't know. I don't know what my story would be. So that's, those were a few of the questions that I have been asked. There was another one that I was asked, and you guys will find this one interesting. Someone asked me, well, how was your dating life, while you were raising your son? Well, it was non-existent. It was very much so non-existent. I communicated with people, but it was nothing ever more than that, because that wasn't important to me. At that point in time, what was important to me was raising my son and make sure, he got everything that he needed. So that's kind of a few of the questions that I have been asked. I see that I have not seen any more questions come through. So hopefully some of my reflections have actually helped you guys, and that you can take forth with you and do something with it. If you need help, I'm here to help. I am here to help. This is what I do. I help single moms. I help women. I help everybody, actually. But I'm passionate about helping single moms, because I know that more. Whatever I can help you devise your plan, and we can create some things, and we can get it working for you, and you can do it. You don't have to stress. You're stressing because you want to stress. You don't have to stress. So if you need the help, so Lynette, that's a good question. Lynette says, so now that Jerron is older, what about dating? Well, I'm not going to say it's non-existent, but I would say that God hadn't sent the one to me yet. We'll say that. It's fun. I like going out. I like going to eat. So, hey, there's nothing wrong with that. I like getting to know people. So that's where it is. So I'm telling you, I guess I'll recognize when God say, hey, that's it. So that's where I am with the dating. I hope that answered your question, Lynette. Well, that's going to answer your question, Lynette, because I can tell you probably come back with something else. So if you need help devising the plan, then I am your girl. I am your girl. I help you enhance your life. That's what I do. I am the enhancement mentor. I am a law of attraction practitioner. I speak it. It's going to happen eventually. I don't know when, but I believe that when you speak things into existence, it does happen. So if you need any help, and I'll put this in the chat room right now. I have this program, you guys. It's totally free that you can try. That it's called 42 Days Mindset Rejuvenation for Single Moms. So anybody can actually get this program. And if you send me an email,